The night sky over the crystal kingdom shimmered, with stars like diamonds scattered on a deep blue sea. The moon was full and silver bright, casting its glow across the castle gardens. Cinderella stood on the balcony, the heart chime crystal glowing faintly at her side. The tear of truth and the mirror of tomorrow rested beside it, their soft lights dancing together. As she looked up at the moon, she felt a strange pull in her heart, a soft whisper carried by the wind. When the moon turns blue, follow its light. Cinderella frowned gently, tilting her head. Blue. But the moon isn't, she paused, gasping softly as a faint shimmer began to ripple across the moon's surface. Slowly, its silver hue deepened into a glowing shade of sapphire. The blue moon, she whispered. The heart chime began to hum gently, and the tear of truth sparkled in rhythm. Just then, the prince stepped out onto the balcony, his eyes widening as he saw the moon's strange color. "I've read about this," he said softly. "The blue moon appears only once in 1,000 nights. They say it awakens hidden wonders across the land." Cinderella's heart fluttered with curiosity. "Then there's something waiting for us tonight." She took his hand, and together they left the castle, guided by the moonlight. The path shimmered faintly, glowing beneath their feet as if the earth itself was showing them the way. They walked through fields bathed in blue light, past sleeping forests and quiet streams, until they reached a misty clearing. There, before them, stood a bridge made of moonbeams, shimmering, translucent, and beautiful. Beyond it lay a place unlike any they had ever seen. A vast market stretched beneath the moonlit sky, filled with stalls made of starlight and lanterns that floated like fireflies. Each booth sparkled with treasures, glowing fruits that sang, mirrors that showed your dreams, ribbons that danced in the air, and bottles that held laughter inside. The air was filled with music, laughter, and the soft rustle of magic. Cinderella's eyes widened. "The Moonlight Market," she breathed. "It's real." A tall woman with hair like falling silver stars appeared before them, smiling kindly. "Welcome, travelers," she said, her voice like the rustle of silk. "You found the market of the moon. It appears only when the moon turns blue, for those who seek what their hearts most quietly desire." Cinderella curtsied gracefully. "Thank you. But what are we meant to find here?" The woman's eyes sparkled with mystery. "The market shows you not what you want, but what you need. Follow the light, it will guide you." As she spoke, a small moon-moth fluttered towards Cinderella and perched gently on her shoulder. Its wings shimmered with soft light, and then it took off, fluttering between stalls. Cinderella smiled. "I suppose that's our guide." They followed the moth through the glowing market. Around them, magical merchants called out cheerfully. "Bottled starlight, brightest of the skies. Dream dust, fresh from the Milky Way. Moonflowers that bloom with your laughter." Cinderella laughed softly, enchanted by the wonders around her. Yet something in her heart felt searching. The moth led them toward a small, quiet stall at the far end of the market. It was simpler than the others, no bright colors, no grand displays. Just a single table with a small glass jar sitting in the center. Inside it, a faint silver glow flickered weakly, like a candle about to go out. An old shopkeeper sat behind it, his face kind but tired. "Ah," he said softly, looking up, "you've come for this, haven't you?" Cinderella tilted her head. "What is it?" The man smiled sadly. "A lost wish. Someone once wished upon the moon long ago, but never believed it would come true. So the wish grew faint, and now it drifts here, waiting for someone who still believes." Cinderella gazed at the jar, her eyes full of tenderness. "A wish that was forgotten," she whispered. "That's so sad." The tear of truth at her neck began to glow, and in its light, she saw an image shimmer above the jar, a young girl sitting alone by a window, whispering to the stars. The girl's voice was soft and trembling. I wish I could see the magic in the world, even when no one else believes. Cinderella's heart tightened. That was me, she breathed. That was my wish, before the night of the ball. The shopkeeper nodded. It found its way here, waiting for you to remember it. The prince smiled softly. Then it seems you found what your heart needed most. Cinderella picked up the jar gently. And what do I do with it? The old man's eyes twinkled. Believe in it again. She closed her eyes, holding the jar close to her heart. I believe, she whispered. The silver glow grew brighter, swirling around her hands, and with a soft, musical sound, it burst into light. The light wrapped around her, the prince, and the entire market, shimmering like falling stars. When it faded, the jar was gone, but a small silver mark shaped like a crescent moon now glowed faintly on her wrist. The shopkeeper smiled. Now the wish is part of you again. Never forget, the magic you believed in as a child is still yours. Always. The market around them began to hum as the blue moon sank lower in the sky. Lanterns flickered softly, and one by one, the stalls began to fade like mist. The merchants waved, their voices kind. Until the next blue moon. Kind heart, may your dreams always find their light. Cinderella and the prince crossed the moonbeam bridge as the first rays of dawn touched the sky. When they looked back, the market was gone, only the faint shimmer of moonlight remained. As they returned to the castle, Cinderella touched the crescent mark on her wrist and smiled. The Moonlight Market wasn't just a place, she said softly. It was a reminder that the wishes we make as children still live in us. They just need a little light to shine again. That night, as she drifted to sleep, the heart chime rang softly beside her. Its melody blended with the faint hum of the tear of truth. And together they whispered, the world still believes. And somewhere far beyond the clouds, the Moonlight Market waited quietly for the next dreamer who dared to wish upon the blue moon. So remember, little dreamers, the magic you believed in once never truly disappears. It waits, patiently, for you to believe again. If you loved this bedtime story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because next time, Cinderella's journey continues in episode 26, Cinderella and the Clockmaker's Star, where time itself holds a secret that could change everything.